Before the break, we asked you a couple trivia questions about some buzzwords in the digital dating scene. So what exactly is breadcrumbing? How about ghosting? Or maybe mooning? I don't think that's what you think it is. And then, of course, there's benching.
Well, Chicago professional matchmaker Erica Kaibartis is from It's Just Lunch Chicago, and she has some tips on how to spot and avoid these dating digital disasters. So welcome back. You got some explaining to do, girl.
I do have a little bit, just a little bit.
All right, so let's go through the terms.
Okay.
And I think that these are things, like we were talking about the equivalence of what would have happened before digital dating, but now I think it probably happens with more frequency. So first up is breadcrumbing. What's that?
So breadcrumbing is really stringing someone along. I'm sure you've heard of the fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel. They leave the little breadcrumbs along the path so they can find their way home. So when it comes to digital dating and breadcrumbing, what these people do is they basically are leaving ambiguous digital crumbs, such as maybe they'll text you, hey, what's up? Or like your Facebook post or your Instagram post, or make tentative plans. What are your plans next week? Without actually following through. So you really have no idea where you stand with these people because they usually don't set up a date.
I think that's the most massive problem there is right now. As far as my friends that are digital dating, it's like, you know, they have no idea what's happening.
But how do you deal with it? How do you counteract that? Because it is a little, it's kind of, it's not passive aggressive, but it's borderline.
It is passive aggressive. I agree. So if, you know, I think after a little bit after they do it a couple times, then you're going to notice a trend where, gosh, this person really doesn't want to see me. So just ignore the crumbs. Don't respond to anything. Yeah, don't eat the crumbs.
Don't follow them. Right? It's that simple.
Right.
Okay. All right, what about ghosting? How is breadcrumbing different than ghosting?
So ghosting is terrible. I think it's probably the most annoying one. So ghosting is when you actually are seeing someone, you might go on a few dates, and then all of a sudden you think it's going well, and then they disappear. They drop off the face of the earth, no communication, you have no idea what happened. The difference between this and breadcrumbing, at least with ghosting, you know it's over. You know, they don't want to see you again.
It's kind of clear.
It's very clear. We're done here. But it's also hard because you don't have that closure. You know, I have a lot of clients who are just talking about this, and they're like, should I text them? Should I call them to see what happened? I'm like, oh, goodness, don't. Just leave it be.
Right, because you know what? That may be God's way of getting that person out of your life, because God only knows what else they do.
Right, that would be the logical thing, but I think there's some people in their mind like, well, what if something happened to them and they have no way of telling me? Or will their family know to text me that they're out? And you're like, just stop. It's done, right? So you'll find out on
You
Facebook.
have to move on. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All right, so mooning is another annoying digital habit.
Mooning.
What exactly is it? Because we know it's not showing your backside, right?
It's not showing your backside. But mooning is something newer. It's if you have an iPhone. So if you don't have an iPhone, it won't make sense. But it's basically do not disturb. So it's that little gray half moon that pops up on the left side of your messages. And this is really for the passive-aggressive dater, I like to say, who's not going to be harsh enough to block you. So they're just going to put you on do not disturb. So this is where your notifications aren't coming up. And the worst part is you have no idea if you're being mooned.
You don't know.
And some people are like, oh, I must be mooned because I haven't heard from them in a couple of days, or it's taking forever to respond. So it's just really frustrating.
Or maybe they're busy, right?
Yes, I do agree. I think sometimes it can be. Like we were just talking, we always D&D our phones.
Yeah, I do it overall. I don't D&D people because if I don't like you that much, I tell you and then I block and delete you. That's what I do. But, you know, I'm a little bit different. All right.
I was like, I didn't even know what that was until today. I was like, I had no idea I could do that. Okay, so let's talk about benching. So you're on the sidelines. The coach benches you, I guess. What does this mean?
You are getting benched. And benching has been around for a while. I think it's just, you know, as dating has changed in the last couple of years, people are dating multiple people. And it's
easier to manage with all of the technical tools you have.
Exactly.
I think that's why. Right?
And it's unfortunate because nobody wants to be benched, but if you are seeing a couple people, you basically are getting relegated back to the reserves, and while the other person finds someone they like more. Which, if you are casually dating, if you're seeing other people, you can do the same to them, but if you do like that person, it might be kind of tough to be put on the sidelines.
Maybe they just need, you know, sometimes the cream takes a little bit longer to rise, and like you can date a few people, and in the end the person's like, hey, wait a minute, you know, that happened to me. I wasn't looking in the right direction. I found, you know,
I completely agree.
You know, it totally could happen.
And
it
does. You just have to wait around.
And the thing is none of this is new because we all screened our calls back in the day and did all these things, but it really is about kind of sticking it out. Is that what your overall advice is?
Yeah, I do agree. I think it really is your expectations. You know, I think everyone has been ghosted. This has happened to other people, but I think some people don't realize that they're doing it to other people as well. So I think you just need to be clear with what you're looking for. Dating has changed over the years, and you just need to have clear expectations. And if you let them know going in what you're looking for, you might save a ghost or two.
I like it. All right. Be honest, people. That's what Erica says. And we do too. For more information about Erica or her matchmaking service, just go to itsjustlunchchicago.com. Always good to see you, Erica.
Thank you guys so much.
This is fun.